Hey, what's up, guys? It's Justin with Diamond King Baseball Training. Wanted to put together a quick little video for you, just about something that I see a good bit of, and I wanted to make a video about it just because it's very important to speak on this topic. I struggled with it through my playing career, even into college. And so let's just get right to it. So I want to talk about kind of your approach during practice and your approach during games, and also about parents trying to coach from the stands, or anyone saying stuff from the stands during games, whether it be to the hitter, to a pitcher, to your kid if they're playing a position in the field, all of that good stuff. So in practice, that is the time that you want to focus on something. So if you're a pitcher and you're maybe not striding out as far as you should be, practice is the time to really focus on that and try to work on that. And the whole point of practice is to get those reps, get the feel for what you're trying to do, and get that muscle memory, as some people call it, get that stuff going. Turn what you're working on into a habit, so when you're in the game, you do it better. Same thing with hitting. If you're flying open, with your front shoulder when you're swinging, practice is the time to do drills, to really work on that specifically, try to hammer it down, and get that muscle memory going. And then in the game, you go out and execute. You have a different mindset in practice versus the game, because in practice you're trying to get better, you're working on one certain thing, so you can focus on that, and you can really focus on it and just kind of keep it in your mind the whole time and really try to feel what you're trying to do. I'm a big advocate of working. If you watch any of my videos, I'm all about getting your work in, getting your swings, getting your throws, getting your ground balls, whatever you're trying to work on. Nothing can replace hard work. Nothing can replace your work ethic. Nothing can. I mean, that's truly what I feel. It's what I've seen. It's what I've experienced. But in a game, if you're sitting there thinking as a hitter, don't fly open, don't fly open, don't fly open, don't fly open, if all you're thinking about is what you had been working on in practice, you're not going to play your best. That's going to be stuck in your head. You're going to get into your own head, which is what you don't want to do during a game. So that's the difference to me between practice and a game situation. Practice, you really focus on it, you try to get your feel, you can think about it and think about it and think about it some more, and really focus on what you're doing. Game day comes around, go out and play. If you practice the right way, you should help yourself over time develop those good habits, get a feel for what you're trying to do, and in the game, you just focus on playing. If you're in the game thinking about all that stuff, like I said, you're going to get into your own head, you're not going to perform. It can be very stressful. So when you're practicing, think about all that stuff. When you're in the game, go out and play. Now, to the second point, as a parent, and I'm not saying don't try to coach your kid. I'm not saying any of that stuff. But when you're a parent and you're in the stands and you're saying certain things, or maybe you knew your kid was struggling with opening up on their front shoulder when they're hitting. If you're in the stands watching it and you're in between every pitch and everything, you're yelling out, or you're kind of close to the fence and you're trying to talk to them and talk them through all that stuff, it's getting them back into that practice mode, and they're getting in their own head. Baseball is hard enough, and if you're thinking about a million things and you're trying to hit at the same time, that's tough. It really is. I mean, as a player that's been there, I've done it. Your emotions can definitely get the best of you, So that's why I'm such a big advocate of, practice hard, put yourself in tough situations, you know, do all these steps so that when you're in the game, you can just perform. Not saying you're going to go out there and do everything perfect, but the game is where you put all your work out for the world to see and you to see. So if you had been working on, my example of flying open with your front side, pulling off the ball, you've been working on that all week at practice, game comes around, and, your first at bat, you still do it again. I'm not saying go back up there and just don't even think about it again and do it again, but you have to analyze what's happened. So your first at bat, you go up, you fly open with your front side a few times, say you strike out. Now you have one at bat under your belt. You know what you have done. So are you going to go up there and try to over exaggerate and kind of do things that you wouldn't practice? No. But next time up, you're really going to focus and say, okay, look, my first at bat, I was flying open. I was still doing it. So this time, let's just try to drive the ball up the middle. Just put that in your head. Let's drive the ball up the middle. Don't think about it, too much and get in your own head and get yourself, stiff and nervous and you're thinking too much and you're trying to guide your swing. No, don't do that. Just tell yourself, hey, look, I'm going to drive this ball up the middle. If I get an inside pitch with less than 2 strikes, I'm just going to take it. I'm looking for a pitch out over the plate that I can take up the middle or opposite field. And you go in there with that approach. You get to 2 strikes on you, it's a different approach now. Okay, now I can't look for that outside pitch. I got to protect the plate, and I just got to swing. So that's kind of my thoughts on it. If as a parent, when you're trying to coach from the stands, typically it does more harm than good. You don't know what the coaches are telling your son or daughter. You don't know what they're telling them. So if you're in the stands yelling out stuff and the coach is trying to do stuff, that's 2 different things, and it's probably different things that's running through their mind at the plate or on the mound or whatever they're doing. So it's getting them back in their own head. They're not going to be relaxed. They're not going to be confident. They're not thinking about hitting. They're now thinking about, I can't fly open, or I need to do this, or I need to do that. So that's my thoughts on it. The time to really think and focus on certain things is practice. When you're in the game, go out there and play. Go out there and have fun. If you can practice right, if you practice right enough, if you get those repetitions, you will start to see it transfer over to games. If you have a bad game, all you can do from that is reflect on it, see what you did, and then take that into practice. Don't ever get yourself down. You're going to play a ton of games in your life. So learn from each one of them and make yourself a better player. Don't get hung up in the negative. Don't get hung up in, whatever it is you're doing. Just take that as fuel to work on it. So that's my thoughts on that, guys. Y'all have a great day. Keep working out there. Keep having fun. And push yourself. So y'all have a great day. See y'all.